Welcome to Cryptogenics.
Okay, great.
Okay, it's all yours, Mark.
Okay, great. It's great to have you guys here. We're going to jump around a little bit today because I know some of the problems that people have. I just want to plug a couple of things here so you guys really understand. Let me see if I can get out of here. Hey, Dave, what is the way to with PowerPoint to get this so it doesn't close down on me again? You? Well, we'll try it this way. Anyway, your biggest asset, believe it or not, long-term, and Michael knows this, and so does the Core 5, the biggest asset that you guys are going to have long-term is the KGX. That's a standardized system. Duplication without standardization is a fairy tale. It's ridiculous. You know, if you look at the history of network marketing, which we do, and we'll give you access to a lot of paid research that we've done, but basically, hold on one second. Basically, what we've seen in the network marketing industry for the past 20 years is companies come in, get traction, and instead of getting this hockey stick type of growth where it grows and then reaches stabilization and continues to grow and everyone's income is solid, they are all Zango, Monavi, one after another, bell-shaped curve, bell-shaped curve, bell-shaped curve. Because as more and more people start earning money, more and more people are teaching different things. Network marketing companies 15, 20 years ago began to abandon standardized training. And as a result of that, you've had these bell-shaped curves, these great stories that just crash and burn. That's not going to happen here. Michael came in under a chai system, Michael Boggs. He gets it. We work together. He made millions of dollars with one team, one dream system. And so your biggest asset is going to be standardized training and a company who understands the individual needs rather than the company objective first, because if the individual needs get met, the company objective gets exceeded. And so you should feel really great about that. You're going to have people in network marketing when we get traction that are going to be attracted to this deal, but the tipping point for them is going to be the ones that are really knowledgeable, that can really build, and they're going to go, at last, a standardized system. It's basically, this is who we are, this is what we stand for. So I'm just going to pop through a few things. I want to talk about the 3-step plan, which is the recruiting cycle, and then we'll maybe have time for a simple role play. I'll skip over my credentials. I'll tell you right now that there's 2 types of distributors. Hold on one second. I want to get some help with this PowerPoint. There's 2 types of distributors in the world. Those that are playing the lottery, okay, and those that are professionals. What do I mean by playing the lottery? Well, the ones playing the lottery, they're believing the 3 biggest lies in network marketing. Number 1 lie, you just have to find the right people. Number 2 lie, people don't duplicate, systems do. And number 3, duplication is how to build a big business. Those are all lies. And they're misconceptions. I call them lies, maybe too strong a word. They're misconceptions. There are things that have been repeated so many times, people believe that they're true. The right people are everywhere. Everybody wants to pay less in taxes, make more money, and have more time with their family. They're pre-sold, and inside Go90 Grow, you'll learn how to have a conversation with them so that they say yes. You know that thing you showed me so that it comes up in a different PowerPoint format? How do I do that?
Top row, go to slideshow, it's the 3rd.
Okay.
And then go to setup, it's the very bottom.
Okay.
And then go to individual.
This one.
Yep.
Great. Okay. Thanks, wifey. Okay. Now you know the brains behind the outfit. Okay. So the professional's mindset instead is they're going to use the skills. I mean, let's look at your career. Look at other people you've known. What's happened? You hear people that have been in the business 5, 6, 7 months. I just have to find the right people. I just have to find the right people. People don't duplicate, systems do. You know, and basically you'll take Mary Milquetoast from Milwaukee, and Mary's chanting that. She sponsored her sister and she put her mother on the product. 6 months have gone by. What is she thinking? All of a sudden she's going to find the right person and her business and life are going to change. It's total fairy tale. What the professional does is learn the skills in the areas that are going to drive the business. There's the nice thing about network marketing versus any other business on the planet. Let's say you're running a restaurant or a hotel. You have hundreds of moving parts every day. In our business, we do 3 things. We get people to look at our business, right? We get them to ask them to look at our business or agree to look at it. 2, we get them to show up. And 3, the ones that join, we teach them the first 2 things. That's it. That's all we do. Everything else is a waste of time. We know the difference now. If you've been through Go 90 Grow, if you can think of a check casher, we'll call her Nancy, having a great time, and Al not cashing any checks at all. They both joined the same company, same day, same sponsor, same upline, same commitment, same city, same meetings available, same web material available. Why is Al not cashing any checks and Nancy's cashing huge checks? It's simple. It's skills. Folks, if we're going to make some money, we need to learn some skills. So this was mine and Mike's multi-million-dollar discovery, was known as the hero's journey. And the hero's journey is actually a story that's inside every story you ever heard, told, seen, or read. Let me say that again. Every story that you've ever heard, seen, or read, including every story in Scripture, has within it one single story known as the hero's journey. And this is where someone gets a call to adventure. Every movie, every play, every story in Scripture has the same exact story in it. How does this apply to network marketing? Well, in all of those stories, someone has a life and something happens that calls them into what? Action, adventure, to take a different path. And they have to step from the life they know into the life into a world that they don't know. How does this apply to network marketing? This is your prospect story. This is what's going to have them on the edge of their seat. This is when it's going to make them show up for the meeting. This is what's going to make them enroll. And if you tell them how their life is going to be different, you're doing a commercial. If they tell you how they think their life could be different, now they're going to take the hero's journey. They're going to cross the threshold into the unknown. That's what we call inside Go 90 Grow enrolling. If hero is too big a word, think of it this way. A hero, properly defined by Webster, is a person who's admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievement, or noble qualities. Okay, so this is you or me on the left, and or your prospect, and those lines representing rain. Okay, which is a metaphor for not enough time, not enough money. And you look down that timeline, and they know it's going to be the same. This is your story. And then what happens? Somebody called you, and they said, "Hey, man, hey, gal, girlfriend, I know where the sun is shining." Meaning what? Plenty of time and plenty of money. This is classic hero's journey. And so you stepped into the unknown. And what you have, and why you're on this call, for example, is you have some fears or obstacles or areas that you'd like to improve in. This is the classic hero journey. And when our hero overcomes those fears, overcomes those obstacles, or improves an area that they need to improve in, right? They're successful financially and they become a hero in their tribe. This takes courage to take a different path. So 1, you should feel great about the fact that you're choosing a different path. 2, understand that this is the catharsis of successful recruiting and that it's a numbers game and don't quit and all that. That is all crap. It never worked. It'll never work. And the industry statistics support that. Less than 1/100th of the people making significant money in network marketing. It is a miserable performance with a superior business model. Now, our groups didn't perform that way. We had 20% of the people in our groups making great money. Mike was one of them, and he went on to copy that system and be successful at everything. It's classic hero's journey. Mike's become a hero. Okay, how did he do it? He understood that the word hero isn't a big thing, that he needed to overcome fears and obstacles. That's what he did by practicing, learning, and practicing the skills. So when you're in the recruiting cycle, there's 3 words you need to master. Suspect, that's a name and a number. Possibility, that's someone who said they'd agree to look. And a prospect, that's a different creature altogether. That's a possibility who's volunteered their reason for looking. They tell you why they want to look. This then puts them in the hero's journey. In other words, instead of you doing a commercial saying, we got the best plan, we got the best product, we got the best management team, you know, whatever. Tell me any company that says, well, our pay plan it's okay, it's not the best. Nobody says that. That's a commercial. Stop doing commercials. Learn how to have a dialogue with another human being and get them to express what they really want more of in their life and what they want less of in their life. So let me define the recruiting cycle, and then we'll jump ahead to an area that most of you probably have a problem with. The recruiting cycle is simple. Keep it simple. Don't use jargon. There's 3 little steps. Step 1 is we strike interest with the prospect, with a possibility. We sort, meaning separate the pretenders from the contenders. Once you understand what you really have here with the KGX, you'll realize that every single person you talk to, you are worth between $100,000 and $300,000 a year to them each and every year for the rest of their life or more. So you want to separate those that are pretending to be interested, and you want to get to the people that are legitimate contenders for your time. So we do 3 tiny things at step 1. We strike interest, sort, and book a follow-up. At step 2, the prospect, not suspect or possibility, the prospect reviews the information, okay? And by the way, just as an aside, with 0 engagement and 0 control over what they see and how they see it, your sponsoring quotient, the percentage of the people that you sponsor, will go down. The higher engagement and control you have over the sequence that they see things, your sponsoring quotient will go up. Bottom line, put it in English, Mark, you've got to show this to people yourself. Don't send them a video. Watch the video with them. Get it? If you are present with them and you have control over the sequence that they see things, the percentage of people you sponsor goes up. If you are not there, not engaged, and don't have control over when and the sequence that they see it, your sponsoring quotient, the percentage of people you sponsor, will go down. So step 1, we strike interest, sort, and book a follow-up. At that follow-up, our prospect is going to review information. If you're smart, you'll do it live with a Zoom with them. And then 3, we do our job. Our job is to collect decisions, okay? It's not to build relationships. It's not to educate people about the plan. It's not to educate people about cryptogenics. Your job, your job is to collect decisions. The more decisions you collect, the more money you make. Now, you might do some or all of those things to get into a position to collect a decision, but I've always said, and I'll always say, 2 things. Never do anything unless you know why you're doing it. And 2, our job is easier to teach other people how to do it, duplicate, if we know what the job is. I spent 4 years in this industry without knowing 2 things. 1, what the objective of the business is. It is teams that build teams without you. And 2, what my job was, to collect decisions. Keep it that simple, okay? All right. John Wooden, a great coach who we base a lot of our stuff on, said said the more concerned I am about the things I can't control, the less I'll do about the things I can control. Bottom line, we close at the beginning, not at the end. 3 times. We close at the beginning, not at the end. We close at the beginning, not at the end. And if we do it right, you'll eliminate 100% of all objections. Since 1998, I have never had to answer an objection. We're moving into 20 years. I never deal with objections. And inside the Go 90 Grow system, you will learn inside the KGX Go 90 Grow is part of the KGX. You will learn how to set yourself up so that you never have to deal with an objection ever again. And we'll eliminate stalling for you today. As a matter of fact, if you do step 1 right, the prospect will literally tell you word for word exactly what to say so that you can collect a positive decision. In other words, everything happens at step 1. You will strike interest with a frame firelighter. That's an entire module inside Go 90 Grow that will teach you how to teach your team rejection-free recruiting. Folks, believe it or not, and the scientific data is in that website, the decision is made in the first 17 to 24 seconds as to whether or not they're going to get more information and join your business. You better get those first 17 seconds right. And if you can do it rejection-free and you learn how to bypass their sales filter with a couple of key phrases, okay, these are not scripts, just tiny phrases. And they're called frame firelighters. A frame firelighter, the frame bypasses the sales filter so the benefit statement either touches their head or touches their heart. Logical people, you want it to touch their head. Emotional people, their heart. In other words, you want to light the fire of hope within them about their life, arouse curiosity in them about what? Their life, not your plan, product, company, or training. This is the limbic system. The limbic system is the second of the 2 tiny pieces of information that brought me and my wife and thousands of people from debt and desperation to peace and prosperity. It is the limbic system is the part of the brain that evaluates reward potential of a judgment call. When you contact someone and ask them for their time, they're going to make a judgment. When you ask them to look at your business, they're going to make a judgment. When you ask them to enroll, they're going to make a judgment. And when you ask them to engage in activities once they've enrolled, they're going to make a judgment. If you don't know how to talk to the limbic system, then you're reduced to the moron mentality out there, mired in the momentum of mediocrity. It's just a numbers game. I'm going to find the right people. I'm not going to quit. This business is so easy once you understand the limbic system. It's the oldest part of the brain, and you need to know how to bypass it or how to get the prospect to build reward potential in the limbic system. That's why I said to you earlier, when you tell them what's great about this, you are doing a commercial, and the limbic system is going to serve as a sales filter. When they're telling you why they should look at it, what are they doing? They are raising the reward potential. Why not let them do that? Because they're the only one they're going to believe anyway. In other words, it's the sales filter, or it's your key to success, understanding the limbic system. You guys have Go 90 Grow inside the KGX training site, okay? This hero journey skill set that I'm talking to you about communicates positively with the prospect's limbic system. They believe the reward potential, which they build, okay, through dialogue, is greater than any perceived risk, so stepping into the unknown is easy. In other words, everyone wants to be a hero in their own tribe. They want to feel that they're doing something significant for the people that they care about as well as themselves. So when Nancy asks people to enroll, right, her asking them to enroll is a call to the hero within them. She's not asking them to join an MLM. So let's say we got a guy named Albert, and we want to recruit for Albert, and we're going to call Sally. So we're going to use a frame firelighter, which you have 14 videos that explain to you how to do that. Going to get a yes from Sally in less than 17 seconds. She'll say she's going to look. You now have a possibility. We're going to call, and Albert's going to introduce me. I'm going to use a frame firelighter. She's going to say yes, guaranteed. Once you know these skills, and I'm telling you, in less than 17 seconds, people will say, yeah, sure, I'll take a look. It's pretty simple. Okay. The next thing we want to do is be a herald, not a pitch man. We don't go for a follow-up there, which most people do. Instead, we sort. That's where we're sorting the pretenders from the contenders. What does that mean? Is Sally a prospect? If Sally has not expressed why she wants to look at the business and what it would feel like to get what she wants out of life, you've got nothing. On the other hand, once she tells you that, Sally doesn't know it yet, but she's already joined the business. How do we do this? How do we sort them out? We get Sally to present to us. How do we do this? You want to use hero journey skill number 1. The possibility presents to you, and they will talk 80% of the time. Do you see how powerful this is? If I bring Albert into the business and I teach him that he's only going to talk 20 to 30% of the time, Albert has to learn less material. Less material having to learn means Albert gets active faster. Okay? It's easier to duplicate 2 sentences than 200 sentences. What does Al do when he senses interest? Our non-cashing check frustrated MLMer, blah, 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 plan, product, company. Stories about the future doing what? Raising the risk in the possibilities mind. The sales filter kicks in. He doesn't know it, but he screwed his distributor, he screwed himself, and he screwed the prospect. He makes the unknown unfamiliar, big, and scary. Okay? So we can role play this if you want, but I want to take you into another space here because we've been hearing about a lot of people with people stalling. So we'll say in that conversation, in that dialogue, that Sally told us she wanted to pay for her kids' education, Jack and Joe. Okay, so I want to eliminate stalling for you. So we'll go here, slideshow, set up, individual. I'm going to give you a specific skill today. Nobody will ever stall on you again. So we're going to jump to step 3. Okay. So she said she wanted to pay for her kid's education. Okay. And I'm going to assign homework to her. I'm going to say, Sally, in other words, when you do that initial call, you ask people what they want more of or less of in their life. You'll learn how to frame that. So there's this beautiful dialogue. They share what they want more of. They tell you how it would make them feel. And I'm going to say, Sally, you know, before we get off the phone, I want to give you a little homework assignment. I know that question was kind of out of the blue about what you'd like more of and less of. What I'd really love you to do is take the time between now and the next meeting, our follow-up meeting. What I want you to do is jot down a little bit more about what you'd like more of and less of in your life, okay? So that when we get back together, we can talk about what's important to you. Do you understand what we're doing here, folks? We are building reward potential in Sally's mind. Why? The limbic system is going to make the decision. How's it going to make its decision? It's going to make its decision based on the reward potential of a judgment call. If I can get Sally to continue to build reward potential in her mind, then the chances of her saying yes go up dramatically. So we're going to book the follow-up, all right? So let's eliminate stalling, right? Bottom line, you'll hear me say it a million times, never do anything unless you know why you're doing it. In this case, never ask questions except the way that a great attorney would. What would a great attorney do in court that a bad attorney would do wrong? Well, great attorneys never ask questions that they don't know the answer to. Bad attorneys ask questions that they don't know the answer to in court. So notice how these questions are framed, they're transparent, and they leverage human nature. If you'll do this, no one will ever stall on you again. So I'm going to say, so Sally shows up with Albert, and I'm going to say, hey, thanks for showing up like you said you would on this Zoom call. I really want to acknowledge your integrity. would it be okay with you, Sally, if I let you know how I like to work, so I can do my best and eliminate any pressure on me and any pressure on you? Would that be okay with you? Okay. Look, before we get started, I just want to share that telling you that this is a successful business model, which Gates uses and Warren Buffett, as well as AT&T, Coke, Sprint, Verizon. I mean, the list is endless of Fortune 50 companies that use this business model. Telling you it's a good model is like telling you Rolls-Royce is a nice car. You already know that. I found that over the years, most people really appreciate knowing what's going to happen next.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
It's just Jeremy Keene. How are you? Sorry to interrupt you, but some reason you got really quiet, and I'm not the only one experiencing that trouble.
Okay,
You got real faded back.
Better? Is that better?
No, not really. You were nice and clear, and then all of a sudden something happened. I don't know what happened.
Okay, let me try this again. Dave,
I really hate to interrupt, but
no,
it also
I'm
popped
glad
up
you
in the
did.
chat. Yeah.
Yeah. How is that? Is that any better?
Yeah, that's a lot better, Mark. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. All right.
All right.
So what I'm gonna do here, what we're doing is eliminating stalling, because it's frustrating. I know it's frustrating for you folks. Get an appointment, you show up, and then they tell you they want to think it over. I want to tell you something. They're not thinking it over. You made a mistake. So let me help you eliminate that. So look, at telling you that this is a successful business model, which Gates and Warren Buffett said is the best investment he's ever made, for crying out loud. Toyota, Sprint, Verizon, dozens of Fortune 50 companies use this. It's like telling you Rolls-Royce is a nice car. Now, this is what I've experienced in going to meetings, meeting with people, both as a presenter and one being presented to. I found that most people really want to really appreciate knowing what's going to happen next. So I'd like to suggest that we skip a traditional sales type of presentation. Personally, I don't like sales pitches. I don't like pressure. And most of all, I don't like pushy people who keep calling me back. So I just don't do it, particularly when I tell them I'm not interested. I promise this is one rep that won't haunt you, call you back, or pressure you if this is not for you. Instead of giving you some long-winded sales pitch and telling you how great we are, what I'd prefer to do is find out a little bit more about why you're considering making some additional income, Sally, and see if we can fill your needs. And if I know that I can fill your needs, then I'll show you exactly what we do and how we get paid and get a simple yes or no. If you'll agree to give me a, yeah, this is for me, or, hey, Mark, thanks, but no thanks, I'll keep my promise. So you're going to give me a simple, yeah, let's get started, or no thanks, and I'm never going to call you back or haunt you if no thanks is your answer. You're comfortable saying no, yes? Folks, everybody will say yes. They've just agreed to give you a decision. You do this before you show them anything. You never present your business without getting an agreement that they're going to give you a decision before you show them the business. Let me say that again, okay? And I'm never going to call you back or haunt you if no thanks is your answer. You're comfortable saying no, yes, okay? Okay. All right. On the other hand, if it's as clear to you as it is to me that this will pay for Jack and Jill's education, we'll just go ahead and get started on their education. Is that okay with you? In other words, Sally, I don't want to play the phone tag, texting, email, relay game. I'm calling you, or I don't know whether to call you or not. It just gets weird for me. Maybe you feel like you're being held hostage by your own cell phone. That's just, I hate that. Or do you like that game, Sally? Well, of course she's going to say no, okay? And guess what? In less than 120 seconds, you let them know, one, why you're there. Folks, Go 90 Grow, the skills Michael mastered and got himself rich, are based on authentic transparency. People throw that word around today, but they don't mean it. These skills are totally upfront with people, and pros appreciate that. Potential pros appreciate that. The type of business people you want to be in business with appreciate that in less than 120 seconds before you show them your business. You've let them know, 1, why you're there. 2, reminded them why they're there. 3, set the agenda for the meeting. 4, let them know the meeting is about them. 5, let them know the first thing you're going to be talking about. And 6, you let them know not only how the meeting will end, but how you're going to behave if they say no. You'll be just as gracious as that, okay? You have what we call in Go 90 Grow an AHAP. What is that? An authentic, honest agreement and promise about stalling. People are far more comfortable when they know to expect. Be upfront. Don't think that the great things that Cryptogenics has is going to make somebody go, ooh, I got to join this, okay? You got to lead them. And lead them by being transparent and honest. She's agreed to say yes. She's agreed to say no. And she told you she doesn't like that game of maybe texting and all that stuff, okay? So I'm going to continue this way and say, excellent, we've got a mutual agreement, a simple, yeah, let's get started, or no thanks, this isn't for me, right? So we're agreed 100% yes. And of course they're going to say yes to that. And you say, okay, I'll go first. I think actually the next thing I say is this, okay? What I'm going to say is I think the best way to find out if there's a fit between what we have and what you want is to ask and answer questions for one another. Do you agree with that? Yeah, okay, I'll go first, okay? The first thing I'm going to ask her is what? Did you have a chance to do the homework? And they're going to go, homework? Or, well, I didn't do it. I thought about it. What do I want to do? I want to bring that conversation back to where? To why she's at the meeting. Why? I want her to build reward potential so stepping into the unknown doesn't feel like a risk. Did you have a chance to do the homework? And she might say no. I'm going to say, that's okay, I got my notes. You wanted to pay for Jack and Jill's education, and you said that would make you feel wonderful. They almost never have it written down. In about 16 years, 12 people showed up with a list of 10 or more things. All 10 of them joined like that without even seeing the plan. Folks, they're ready to buy and ready to join. What we're doing here is reigniting hope. You want to turn that into a raging inferno. You want what? The prospect to continue to build the reward potential inside the limbic system. The conversation is about their treasure, not the planned product or company. The meeting is about them, their hero's journey, so start there. This is the key to the vault. Why do I say that? Well, think about why you joined. You didn't join for money. You didn't join for the pay plan. You didn't join because Mike's a nice guy. You joined for one reason, Colin. You joined for one reason, McLean. What was that reason? The hope of a different outcome in your life. The hope of a different outcome in your life. Guess what? The people you're talking to, they're going to join for exactly the same reason. Now, what that hope is different than yours. But it's all about hope. And our job as distributors in network marketing is to help other people evolve. So let me just show you a couple of things real quick here. Okay, so this is what you have. This is your training area. And the frame firelighters are right here. This will get you a yes. This will bring you through them. And that's inside Go 90 Grow. So there's 14 videos there, including some of the brain freezing phrases I just told you about. The module to get the Sallys of the world, the McLeans of the world, the Collins of the world to present to you why they want to look at the business, that's known as the Hero Journey skill set. And I invented this with my wife, the fabulous Davine, and then defined it, refined it, and perfected it with Mike in 2004 and 5. Okay? So those are the two things we've talked about today. The frame firelighter, which is to get a yes better than 90% of the time, rejection-free in less than 17 seconds. And the hero journey skill set is once they say yes, then you've got to get them to present to you why they want to look at the business and how it would feel to get it. So that would sort of wrap up this portion. If anybody wants if we want to do a quick role play, I'll just tell you this one thing. To be successful in network marketing takes guts. And I'm not talking about, ooh, don't quit in that. I'm talking go use the skills. GUTS. My wife invented this phrase. It's made us a fortune because it shortened conversations with distributors. When they call you with questions about what do you say with a pyramid, say, I don't know, let's call some people up. Let's make some calls. Let's make some calls. Go use the skills. Bottom line is the vision that you have for your business. If you don't execute, it's a hallucination, okay? This network marketing success is not the byproduct of an intellectual exercise. Do the work. Just go talk to people with the skills. Respect the 9-9 rule. What's the 9-9 rule? It'll make or break you. You learn and practice these skills before 9 in the morning or after 9 o'clock at night. Between 9 and 9, if you're in the training area, you're just hiding. Between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., you can talk to people. After 9 p.m. and before 9 a.m. in the morning, that's the time to exercise the privilege of going the extra mile. So, can we answer anything for anybody? I don't know how. Let's stop sharing the screen.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, they can unmute themselves and go ahead and ask Mark any questions you may have. Or they can type in question in the chat box.
Folks, once you know these skills, I'll be candid with you. It's tough to keep a straight face. It's hard to believe to get paid. I mean, it worked so hard and failed so often until I discovered these skills, and they're all based on human nature and 4,000 years of history. Because as much as technology changes things, the one thing it doesn't change is human nature. It just doesn't. They all behave the same way. There's a reason.
Well, Mark, looks like you did such a good job. Nobody has any questions.
All right, man. Thanks for having us on the call. And maybe you can give me some coaching this coming week, Brandon, so my wife and I can do better with this thing. Peace, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody. I'll get this recording out as soon as I get it uploaded. So it'll be this afternoon. Bye-bye.
Crypto Gen X.